Madhav Nalapat, editorial director of the Sunday Guardian, is joining us now live on the broadcast. Madhav Nalapat, the last day of the Parliament session, Lok Sabha being adjourned sine die. Rajya Sabha has been adjourned till 12 noon for now. Also likely to be adjourned sine die later today. Most of the Parliament session pretty much washed out, Professor.
Well, I just want to point out that being a member of Parliament, this is a position that the whole country is respects, and it's a very, very privileged position. It's a very important position because it implies representation of the people. So what is important is that every honourable member of Parliament conducts himself or herself in a manner that ensure.
अडानी जी की चर्चा से डरती है, ये किसी भी चर्चा से डरती है। अब ये जानते हैं कि इन्होंने जो किया, इनकी असली भावना निकल आई है, जो अम्बेडकर जी के प्रति इनकी असली भावना है वो निकल आई है। इसलिए अब ये अब ऑपोजिशन से डर रहे हैं, क्योंकि हम इस मुद्दे को उठा रहे हैं, क्योंकि ये इस मुद्दे से जुड़ा पूरे देश का हित है। हमारा संविधान अम्बेडकर जी की देन है और इस देश की जनता की देन है और हमारी आजादी की लड़ाई की देन है, और उनका इस तरह से अपमान हिंदुस्तान नहीं सहेगा।
All right, those were reactions, of course, coming in from Parliament. There, let me quickly, in fact, rope back in Professor Nalapat. Professor Nalapat, as you were telling us. Okay, let's listen in to Priyanka once again.
कुछ नहीं करेंगे। मैं उनकी बहन हूँ, इतने सालों से मैं जानती हूँ, कभी इस तरह की हरकत कभी कर ही नहीं सकते। और फ्रैंकली देश भी जानता है, देश देख रहा है कितने डेस्परेट हो गए ये लोग कि इस तरह की फालतू के FIR लगा रहे हैं, क्योंकि सिंपली अडानी पे चर्चा नहीं चाहते। और जो इन्होंने किया है अम्बेडकर जी के साथ, जिस तरह से अपमान किया है, ये जानते हैं कि ये देश नहीं सहेगा ये अपमान, इसीलिए ये सब डिस्ट्रैक्शन है, बस यही है।
क्या सड़कों पर भी लेकर के जाएंगे ये आंदोलन मैडम संसद के बाद? तेरा ऑडियो आया ना?
All right. In fact, that was Priyanka Gandhi Vadra speaking now on the FIR as well against Rahul Gandhi, saying that she knows that her brother could never indulge in such behavior. Also claiming that the government is running away because they are scared of the opposition cornering them on the Ambedkar issue. Professor Madhav Nalapat continues to be with us. Professor Nalapat, you were telling us about the responsibilities that an MP has, which obviously many of them are shirking from, as we've seen in this winter session.
About Dr. Ambedkar, the historical record is very key. The historical record of what happened to him, the way he was treated, the fact that he was not basically, allowed to continue in his position. All this is part of history. You cannot erase history by history. And the point is, therefore, that there is no harm if history. But the point is, it has to be retold from the point of view of fact. You cannot invent a new history to cover up what has happened in the past. What happened in the past to Dr. Ambedkar is in many ways regrettable. And I think it would be far better. I think the nation would appreciate much more if any honest member admitted that yes, errors were made in the past and they ought not to have been made. It is human to, Uday. We all will make mistakes. The point is to own up to those mistakes rather than seek to pretend that they never existed and create a false history. In the case of Dr. Ambedkar, the history is crystal clear. It is there on public record. It cannot be changed. I mean, as Omar Khayyam has said, the moving finger and having moves on, and not all your mind can change any part of that. So the point is that on Dr. Ambedkar, let us be honest, the treatment given to him was less than fair. It would be far more honorable to admit it and to say, yes, it was a mistake. It ought not to have been done, rather than try and cover it up, because ultimately facts will come out and history, genuine history, can never be covered up today.
Okay, let me quickly, in fact, also ask you then, Professor Nalapat, about the incident yesterday. What do you make of it? Two parliamentarians getting injured, scuffle breaking out, protests versus protests erupting, the doors of parliament being blocked, the gates, the entry points. In fact, that's what's led the Lok Sabha speaker to disallow protests now at the entry, doors of parliament.
We are the land where Mahatma Gandhi was born, the land of non-violence. And I think expressed by Mahatma Gandhi in words, but there's no point swear by Mahatma Gandhi in words. You need to follow Gandhian precepts in practice. And that means not physically handling any other individual. Physical verbal, yes. One expects to see the cut and thrust of verbal jousting, but physical, any kind of attempt, in my view, is something that should be off limits. So all I can say, I think the entire nation is watching. The entire nation is watching the example set by the honourable members of Parliament, and it's incumbent upon them to ensure that they act in a way that shows the nation why Parliament is revered as an institution and what the post of being a member of Parliament. And in the case of Rahul Gandhi, leader of the opposition, very, very position. Why that position is so important is that people holding such positions become role models for the rest of society. And we have to ensure today that our young see in our parliamentarians the kind of role models that they need to emulate in order to make our country grow, and become societally advanced and become societally more just. I think the parliamentarians have a huge responsibility, and it's sad if that responsibility is not fulfilled in the case of some of them.
Okay, let me in fact quickly bring in Anand Singh as well, my colleague. Professor Nalapat, thank you for joining us with your perspective. Anand Singh, what is now going to be the opposition strategy ahead? Because Parliament, of course, is being adjourned today. Do they plan to continue these protests outside Parliament as well?
Yeah, look, the way in which the Congress MPs, including the India Bloc partners, staged a protest from Vijay Chowk to Parliament premises. So, with the Lok Sabha adjourned being Senate today, and so the Congress MPs are now planning that the way in which they are staging protests across the country at several of the state headquarters and also going towards the Raj Bhavan. So they will continue with this strategy in the coming days as they plan to mount pressure on the BJP, looking at the way in which even Home Minister alleged remarks on Baba Sahib Ambedkar has created an uproar in the Parliament, which they have dubbed as insulting to the architect of the Constitution. And it is reason why the Congress does not want to leave this issue, and they want to corner the BJP on this very issue, as they have described that insulting Baba Sahib Ambedkar shows that the BJP is anti-Ambedkar and anti-Constitution. So the complete Congress leadership is now planning to stage nationwide protests across the country, and they will be demanding for the resignation of Amit Shah and also public apology from Amit Shah for his remarks on Baba Sahib Ambedkar. Back to you.
Right. In fact, let's quickly now